tried to find someone that could be my great love. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream. So you took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah, wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah. Maybe I was blind, known you forever while I tried to find someone that could be my great love. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream. So you took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be. Now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah, wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like, oh yeah.
Yes, blessed love, people, blessed love. We finally got there. Blessed love, my people. Good night, good night, good night, good night. I think I'm a little bit dark here. I've had nothing but technical difficulties. I've got a new internet provider and it's just gone all over the place. My old laptop doesn't seem to want to connect to the internet. And then there's all sorts of other technical difficulties going on. So I hope you like the new background, people. I thought that I would gloat to the extreme when it comes onto this accolade. You guys know you've been with me on this journey in the way that these people attacked me. They were calling my old workplace. They were emailing the Black Awards and so on and so on. Just really going in on Afua and just making it about me the whole time. And it seemed to intensify in the lead up to the march and consequently the Black Awards. But yeah, we brought the trophy home, people. I want everybody to put up a big clap sign for themselves in this chat, because you know what? I may well have collected this accolade, but I'm telling you, it belongs to the people as well. You know, you guys voted, but it belongs to all of us. That's what it is. And I thought I would put up that promo. It's not going to be my theme tune going forward, but I thought I'd put that up just to illustrate what kind of event it was, you know, just to show you guys. It wasn't a joke thing. It wasn't some down the country thing like some people were making out. You understand? It was a lovely affair. Yes, there was hitches. For those of you that were there, there's always going to be hitches, isn't there? But overall, the concept, what it takes to put on an event like that and to have those kinds of partners and sponsors is a massive feat. And we need to give a massive, big, his time is up hand to Sister Imani, who is the CEO of the Black Awards. She's been incredibly supportive. She's rooted in our corner many a time when these people tried to mash up the thing and so on. So yeah, we're pleased. We're very pleased, my brothers and sisters. Today is really going to be about updates. We are going to talk about one perpetrator, which you've probably seen on my Instagram. And that's more of an appeal. We'll go a little bit into about what he's been up to, but it's more of an appeal to see if there's anybody else out there, because this guy is actually quite prolific and we need to get, you know, we need to find out if there's been anybody else affected by this guy's activities. It's absolutely disgusting. Tell me if I'm glitching, people, because this laptop here doesn't always work very well. And for some reason it comes up dark. I'm not really sure why. It might be the actual thing itself. Yeah. Sorry, I got two laptops looking at. I'm still seeing if the other one's connected because I prefer it. So big hand for yourselves, my brothers and sisters. Big hand. You know, what really kind of gets to me is the fact that so many people have chosen to focus on their dislike of me as a person, even though they don't really know me, but their dislike of my public persona, if you like. Oh, okay, we're good. And not focus on the issue at hand. We have a very, very serious problem in our community. And this platform has grown from the grassroots up. It's grown because of the cry that has been coming from the streets, from our community. Do you understand? Wa alaikum salam, my brother Jamal. I see you. I see you. Blessed love, my brother. Arsha says 78 says, I live in Plaistow. I've definitely heard of this guy from a blog on Instagram of Keith being a dirty nonce. I don't know about a nonce, but we'll get to him later. We'll get to him later. I want to give you some updates, first of all, my brothers and sisters. Yeah. Because the things that these, in fact, what order shall I do this in? As you lot know, I'm the organic queen. I don't prepare speeches. You know, I just about, even when I deliver training, I have a sort of slim framework, but I do everything from the spirit. So it comes and it lands as it is. So I haven't necessarily got, you know, something written down about what order I'm going to do things in. I just kind of go with the flow of it. Yes, Lorraine, absolutely. So yeah, brothers and sisters, I think I'm going to actually start up with the update around what's been happening with the UCKG. So UCKG, you all know about them. We've covered it a couple of times on this show. If you were at the march or you were watching the live of the march, you would have seen that we pretty much locked down Brixton that day. You know, we certainly put the wind in their sails that day, the Brixton branch of UCKG. So Sister Rachel from at Surviving Universal UK, if you want to find her on Instagram, she went on a stakeout, basically. Now, we were supposed to join her at that stakeout. Do you guys remember her talking quite concernedly about the night visual that was to take place with the young people and how they had to pay for it themselves? What upper one, if you remember that? And we were supposed to stake that out with her. But at the last minute, it was kind of like, well, you know, maybe we haven't got as many numbers on her side that we needed. I was busy kind of just finishing the live leading up to the Black Awards. It was all kind of the wrong time. Plus my security wasn't necessarily available on that night. So unbeknownst to me at the time, sis, I mean, look, I rate her for doing what she did because I know she's a true proper soldier and it's something that I might have done, but it wasn't the wisest decision to go there without backing. So it was her and a couple of her team, couple of her girls went down to the night visual and their plan was to stake that out so that they could call the police when things got a little bit hairy. Unfortunately for them, they were spotted by a member of the congregation. I think they put a spotter out there, probably looking out for her. And, oh, what's happened there? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's weird. Sorry. And she was spotted, basically. She was in her car, in a disguise with two other girls, and they were spotted. They were recognized. To cut a long story short, there was a kind of confrontation at that point because some guys came out. Sis had been receiving death threats from an individual related to the church. I think he's some kind of bishop or something, or I don't even know. He's a pastor, a young pastor. And she'd been receiving death threats from this individual here. His name's Jesse Bonsu. And he had previously, because of Sis's efforts, already been giving her death threats anyway. And it turns out that he was the one that came for the altercation. Now, there is some dispute because CCTV, it seems the police have not been doing their work. It seems that the police have only viewed the church's CCTV rather than the one on the street. And the one on the street would clearly show this man being an agitator. But sisters being sisters, and, you know, especially those kind of sisters that's willing to stand up for something, when the man became intimidating, sister defended herself. When he came too close to her, she pushed him away, and so on and so forth. So I think once she pushed him, this is what this brother here, whether she pushed you or not, you could have pushed her back. What you didn't have to do was do this. This is what the brother done to the sister. This is what the big chung man done to a girl. Now, there is no excuse for that. And it's certainly not the kind of thing that a Christian man would do. Whether the woman, she didn't punch you in your face, she pushed you away because you were shouting in her face and invading her personal space. So there's a little bit of kind of up and down about what's to happen. I've heard that he's not even been charged, but there was a campaign from the sisters within that campaign, within the Universal Church campaign, Sister Rachel and others who have done what they need to do. And I think he may well be on the brink of losing his job. Quite right as well. And he's not been arrested, no, because the police did not deal with it properly. They even so-called, what was the word they used? They detained the sister herself because the fact she pushed him. I mean, where do you begin with that? But they said they hadn't arrested her. They took her away to keep the peace. You could have just taken her away around the corner in a van. Why did you hold her? So it's back to what Sister was saying about this kind of, who have they got at the top in this church, really? Because none of it sounds right. But yeah, that's the update on the UCKG people them. I'm going to talk about Keith Clayton first, actually, my sisters and my brothers. Because, it's this guy here, Keith Clayton. So yeah, that's UCKG. And there's not much I can say about that until Sister tells me exactly what the updates are with that and so on. But this guy here is really, really getting under my claw at the moment because this guy here is called Keith Clayton. Now, I went to school with Keith Clayton. He wasn't in my year. He was in between my little brother's year and my year. So maybe 1 or 2 years below me is where he was. I do remember his name because he used to give trouble. From what I can remember, it's quite vague, but from what I can remember, he used to give trouble. But the name is what jumped out first of all. And once the pictures came and stuff like that, I realized that I actually do know him. He's aged considerably. Of course, we all have. But this guy, what's interesting about it is that there are several strands to this. There are several victims to it. I'm not at liberty to say exactly the whole story at the moment for obvious reasons. We're trying to get together a police case with this brother. So I want to know if there's anybody else that knows the East London area, particularly Plaistow, particularly Ilford, places like that may know this individual, or if you've been a victim of this individual, please DM me. Oh, and the normal page is back at Afua Rose 69 is back, my people. It is back, it is back, it is back. And you can go on there. And actually, the last video I put out to talk about that wasn't updated because since that, both of them are back at Afua Rose 69 main page that you all know from Day Dot. And at Afua Speak 69, the original backup page, are both back up and running now. We're still going to keep the two pages that I created on the back of this calamity, of these 2 pages going. The other 2, Afua Rose 69 and Afua.Rose 69, will still be kept as backup, just in case of anything. And I'll try to post on there regularly. There's a way to link them all, isn't there? But these are the officials. They are back. The originals that you know are back. So that's really great news. So really DM me on either of those 2 if you've been a victim of this nasty guy. I mean, I remember I was talking to one of my brothers today. He was in 2 years above me, and he remembers him. My little brother, I don't have contact, and he'd be the guy to remember him fully, But I was speaking to my brother and he was saying, yeah, I do remember kind of vague things. I remember kind of, little rumors and things like that. There was a girl in my year at the time. And I swear I remember some kind of impropriety between him and the girl. But this girl had a reputation and probably nobody thought about that at the time. But there was some, there's some memories coming back with that. Point of the matter is that this man, and I've spoken to several victims today since I first heard the news. This man likes to frequent nightclubs, bus stops, and particularly Notting Hill Carnival, and lure women back to his place in an inebriated state and rape them and hold them against their will. So this is false imprisonment. This is date rape. It just goes on. This is what the brother was doing. And I was trying to think back and look to myself and say, for those of you that just joined, this is who we're talking about, Keith Clayton of East London. I've been ringing some old school friends and old links in the area to try to get as much information about him as I can. But the point is that I do remember the brother being a little bit off key, and it kind of led me to kind of reflect on that and think about that, you know, and think to myself, yeah, it starts in childhood, these things, you know, it absolutely starts in childhood, because he was never right a certain kind of way. The reason why I remember him as somebody that was in a lower year to me that I wouldn't have been friends with, like, you know, running around, is because he gave so much trouble. And I do remember there was some inappropriateness, as I said, some improprieties and some inappropriateness with girls. But I don't remember what it was. I'd be a liar if I said I did. But I know something went right with this guy. So we're making an appeal for him. We are making an appeal for him. For any victim to come forward. Yeah, and I've no doubt that this story will unfold, my brothers and sisters. I've no doubt it will. I've no doubt. And that's as much as I can say about Keith Clayton at the moment. You know, he, I really want this one to get caught. Just like Punre, it's kind of close to home. Although Punre was a mate, this guy is somebody that I actually walked beside, went to school, passed in the dinner hall, more than likely, and probably clapped him in the back of his head and told him to behave himself, you know. But it's somebody I've had contact with, and I really, really would like sister to talk up on this brother, because by all accounts, he's married now. He may well have left that type of activity behind, but he was doing it right up until in his late 20s, early 30s. And even beyond that, actually, one girl that I spoke to. So there's a few of them. And as I say, we are trying to put a police case together, as we have with all of the people that we feature, the men that we feature. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So Keith Clayton, if you know him, you're an East Londoner. How many East Londoners in the chat tonight? Put up a one. I know there's one, Royce. I see you, Royce. How many East Londoners? Deep East Londoners from the real East End, Plaistow way. You know, Ilford is kind of Essex. It's like a East London overflow. How many of you know that guy? Oh, only one East Londoner. I know there's two at least. There's going to be three at least. There'll be Sister Paula, there'll be Brother Royston, and there will at least be who's this? Oh, okay. You taught in martial arts years ago, did you, Paul? Okay. Well, we'll see anyway. Don't know about that. My guy, James, is saying that you're lying. So I don't know what that's about, guys. Explain to me. Oh, we got a few East Londoners. All right. Yeah, Hurricane Toya, I know you're going to be one of them as well. Yes, man. All about the East End. Well, if you know this guy, pass that picture around, my sisters, my brothers. Pass it around, pass this live around, and let's get him. Oh, is he definitely watching? I don't know. Maybe he's Paul saying whatever. I don't know. If you're watching, Keith, you're a wrong'un. You're a wrong'un. If we knew you were like that in school, we'd have bust your ass in the playground. You know, we were young ourselves. But you're a total wrong'un. You can't be taking girls off the street and kidnapping them and holding them ransom in your flat. The other thing about him is that he was a ponce. He was a ponce. He used to Paul from Southend. He used to have a whole heap of girls working for him on the street. You know, if he's watching, then Keith, sort yourself out. Denise Rose, you remember me? You must do. I know I look different, a lot different in many ways, but I'm Denise Rose, Keith. You know my name in that school. You definitely knew my name. You will definitely remember me and members of my family, because we were a big family and I gave enough trouble too. I was one of the top girls at school. So you remember me. If you're watching, your time's up and we're coming for you, because what you've been doing is really out of order. Anyway, that's as much as I can say about this person, this hombre. That's as much as I can say. Yeah, how do they know he's watching? He's not said anything. Usually they show themselves in the chat. We're not having it. We're not having it. You cannot treat women like that. It's not right. Not right at all. But anyway, that's him. That's as much as I can say. Once the story unfolds, my people, you guys will be the first to hear it. And I will be able to tell you more details about what this man has been doing with. But at the moment, we got false imprisonment, kidnapping, all sorts of stuff on this guy's sheet. You know, I just hope that he's able to maybe hand himself in. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But anyway, let me button my lip. There's not a lot I can say. All shall be revealed, and we will be talking about it further with that and some other cases. We've got some people coming on next week that will be able to elaborate. Let's just say that. Let's just say that, my brothers and sisters. But Scully, who we talked about last week. You remember Scully from last week. Scully, who's been running around town telling people that that his lawyers shut down my Instagram page. Well, it's back up now. Your lawyers weren't very good, were they, Scully? You're a liar. And you're a showboater, you know, or a shaper, as we called them back in the day. You know, you're a shaper. Sorry, I'm just sending a text. But I'm going to leave his face up for a bit, just so that it can sink in. You know? I've been contacted since I put the appeal out last week, people. Okay, I had this. Yeah, since I put the appeal out last week, I have been contacted by several women alleging that Franklin Prosper, aka Scully of Ladbroke Grove, raped them too, which I knew would happen, because you just know a prolific one when you see one. You just know a prolific one when you see one. But, you know, I got handed something by somebody, an anonymous person. I don't know who they are. They just inboxed me and said, you know, look at the character of this person. So I'm going to show you a video. Guys, I'm going to show you a video. And it's of Scully himself. Somebody captured him at Carnival this year. And when you see this video, now, I know society is very liberal right now. Okay. I know society is very liberal right now, my brothers and sisters. But at the end of the day, there are certain things that are just not acceptable. Whether or not it's acceptable in the wider community, I don't know. But I know that when you see this video, you're going to be absolutely disgusted with this 61-year-old brother, because in our community, that kind of carry on, especially at those old greyback ages, is not acceptable. And it really shines a light. If all of these allegations are true, which I personally, I am allowed to have an opinion. I don't need a court of law to have an opinion. I personally believe are true. Yeah? Because it's coming the same way like a lot of it. Even the Vincent Rat stuff has come. Barrage of women starting to come forward with different stories and so on. So if it's all true, when you see this, it really does shine a spotlight on what belies this person's character. Do you understand? The predatory nature. I have grave concerns for the woman in the video. Let me shut up and show you, because I actually can't believe it. I thought, what a dirtiness. Look on him. And I hope that sister's all right, because she didn't look like she was. Let's talk about it afterwards. You guys have to see this. You know, it's a real gem. And what it shows is as well that this man who believes that he's the bee's knees and better than everybody else, it shows you that this guy is, you know, your stuff is unraveling, because people in your community that know what you've done, who you've intimidated for a very, very long time, yeah, are starting to speak out against you. And a police case will be brought against you, Franklin Prosper. You can talk about lawyers and this and that. Apparently he's beating off his chest like some of them have and still are. Crack on, you know, like I said to all the others, because you know what you did. And at the end of the day, you might get to a certain point with it, but you might win the battle even, but you will never win the war, because you're guilty, and your guilt will catch up with you. Your karma will catch up with you. Check this out, my brothers and sisters. Now, is it just me? Am I an old fogey? Is it just me? Am I a prude? She seems not to mind. Yeah, she does. She does seem not to mind. But she also seems out of it. She also seems out of it. And for me, I mean, did she look out of it? She looked out of it to me. Or maybe that's just normal behavior at Notting Hill Carnival in 2022. My thing was she couldn't even whine. I mean, was it really worth it? But at the end of the day, that's another story. It's called daggering, is it? Okay. Well, yeah, that was a very strange type of daggering. There was no art to it. There's never any art to daggering, actually. She seemed completely out of it. Thank you all about the black. I've no doubt that she was completely out of it. Don't laugh, people, don't. Because when I saw it, I just was like, oh my God. Oh God. What does Desiree Carmi say? Oh my God, she's being coerced. Her body isn't close to him as he is to her. That's kind of true. In the way she was sort of bent over the barrier, it felt a little bit like that. Was this consensual or did she just have to go with it? And she did look drunk. But, like over the barrier like that. I mean, she didn't look in distress, granted, but it's not that. It's not even that. It's the moral compass of these people. There's not any brother that would do that. Put a one up. All the brothers in the chat, put a one up if that's disgusting to you. Because us women are always going to find that disgusting. Simulated sex with clothes on. Absolutely. Put a one up, brothers, if you think that that's decent behavior for a brother. If that's what you would kind of do, does it kind of make you question things? I'm just like, whoa. Put the backdrop of who's this Paul Essex? Can you not deal with him, please, moderator? Even these emojis upsetting me. What the hell is that? Really, I just think that's an idiot troll. I don't know what they're doing. If I'm picking on Paul Essex for no reason, let me know. But he seems to be causing problems. 61 with a big old grey back man. Ugh. And to be honest with you, a drunken woman like that is probably the only one that he could get away with that with in broad daylight. For me, that accompanied with all the DMs that I've got and the people that I've spoken to this week since last week's live, it has just really grossed me out. It is absolutely disgusting. I want to see a one from the brothers who think that that's unacceptable. Would you behave like that? I can see a couple of my people in the chats like, tell me, brothers, would you behave like that? Put a one up if you think it's unacceptable, because it is unacceptable. And put a one up if you think it's predatory. I'm sure that wasn't his girl. It wasn't his girl. It wasn't his girl. Oh, he thinks he knows James. Oh, okay. Well, James says he doesn't know him, so I don't know. It could well have been a new victim. And if you were the girl in that video and you see this, and anything happened to you that you didn't want to happen, please let us know. Don't hold it to yourself. We're not judging you. We're judging him at the end of the day, because you do look inebriated, which, is irresponsible at best, isn't it? I don't know what she's on. There was a lot of people. I was at Panorama this year. I didn't go to the main carnival. I don't like it anymore. But I did go to Panorama on the Saturday night. And even from then, all these kids, and it just seemed that everybody was sucking balloons. Nitrous oxide. And I'm thinking, what the hell is going on down here? It's like a glorified Glastonbury, as I was talking to a sister about it. It's no longer reflecting our culture. It's just a free-for-all of debauchery. And I just don't understand where that went wrong at the end of the day. We've really got to watch ourselves in this country, because it is about accepting others. None of us here are xenophobic. It's all about multiculturalism and accepting others. But what people don't seem to understand is that multiculturalism isn't about losing your own culture. That is what makes you distinct. Multiculturalism and diversity, in fact, is about being able to celebrate the difference in others without that being a problem for you. And for many of us, I think, those of us that don't have much of a grounding in our culture, namely Caribbean people, descendants of slaves, are very, very good at assimilating. And that's not always a good thing. I think we do have to assimilate to a point, because we live in a country where, we're British at the end of the day. We've already assimilated by virtue of our birthplace. But there's no reason for us to lose our culture. And I think that's really important. Caribbean culture has always been a culture of embracing others. It's a mix, with Indian and Chinese and white, because of that history and that experience. So it's not about exclusion. but it's about saying, are we going to preserve our culture? Are we going to raise our children in the way that we were raised, in terms of that morality, that some would say Christian belief at the end of the day? Because I think it's really important that we do. And I think that's what's lacking much of the time with our children these days. I'm going to put the link out, brothers and sisters. Let's see how quiet it is. Come on, give me your words. Tell me your thoughts. Let's talk about the Black Awards and why it was important for us to win this accolade. Not just because of the haters. I want to big up all the people that, like I said, it's your award too. But all of the positivity that went into that, as well as to counter the negativity, actually. And what I can tell you as well, guys, is that, they the Black Awards give you a little bit of a rundown of your stats and things like that and how it was going along the way. And I spoke to Sister, and Sister said, this is after the fact, she said to me, all the times when I was speaking to you about the, the various things that were taking place, the onslaught, because I had regular conversations with her about it. And I'd be saying things like, it's not really important. It's if I win or I don't win. And she said she wanted to scream at me, like, you've already won because you're ahead of everyone. Your numbers are in the hundreds from really early on. So I want to thank you guys for that, because it was an absolute landslide victory, apparently. This is what I'm being told. I'm being told that in comparison to the other two candidates, my votes were streets ahead pretty much from the opening of the vote, and it stayed that way. And we know how long that vote was on. So that's down to you guys. That's down to the wider public as well, because what they did as well, she was saying that they would check the people on the lives against the people who were voting to see if it was just the people from the lives. And it actually wasn't. It was the wider community as well. So that was really encouraging for me to hear that the wider community we may have a silent majority, maybe even, or a silent minority that is out there, and that they're voting and that they're backing and that they are supporting. So that's really lovely. And I'd love to hear from some of you guys. I really, really would, about why you think that's important. There's the link, guys. There's the link. Next week, as I say, we're going to have a longer live. What do you guys think about changing the time to 10 o'clock like we used to on the Instagram lives on a Friday? It will be better for me. I probably won't be late all the time. The way that my schedule runs, especially on a Friday, it's quite hard sometimes to make it for the 9 o'clock, but I do try. So I'm thinking, do I change it back to 10 o'clock like we used to have it? It didn't seem to bother anyone at that point. It's only when we came over to Instagram, if you remember rightly, that I actually changed it to 9 p.m. You see, most people are saying that it's Friday night, right? Unless you're raving, there's not much else you're doing, and people tend to stay up a little bit later on the Friday. So I'm gonna trial it as of next week. The other thing that I'm going to be launching is daily thoughts, and that's going to be on the members only page. I feel like I've deprived you guys. There was so much going on when we started the members, and then the lead up to it, yada 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 yada. And I now feel like I need to make good on my promise. Oh, please let your device connect, people. 1738, connect your camera, your device. You know what it is? People don't know what it is. Some devices, because they want their camera off and their face not shown, it comes up that the camera's not connected. So you kind of have to come on and then turn your camera off afterwards, I think that's how it works. So if you can hear me, 1738, don't know who you are, they've gone. If you can hear me, 1738, try to connect your camera and your device, your camera and your microphone, to be able to get into the live. I could see you in the studio, but I cannot add you to the live unless you put your camera on. So yeah, talk to me, people. There's so many of you on here. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think I didn't deserve it. I want to hear from you, people. We know they don't always speak out. They come from the shadows, so we have got no respect for them. They're not up front. They go through side doors. There's the link, people. Put it up again. Put it out again for you. They go through side doors. They troll words. They come up in people's DMs, all but mine. And they go on with a bag of foolishness. Even this week, I heard about one of the people that has been giving trouble lately. I promise I would not call their names anymore because they're boring now. So I'm not going to. But you know you are. You know who you tried to DM to say, why is that person posting the video of me receiving the award? Why are you posting about bad mind people? You know you are, your dirtiness. They're just unbelievable people. They really are. But you know what? It reminds me of that Lady Saw song. Me too rich for argue with bitch. Me too nice for knock up fight. Way. I promised I would come on here and proper rub people's faces within it. So that was my contribution, people. I'm not in it with them anymore. We will not be hearing about them. What we're going to be doing is pressing forward. And we are just in the embryonic stages now of looking for charity status. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking for charity status, and we're going to make this thing happen. It's with a heavy heart, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. It's with a heavy heart, because I really thought that we could do it of our own community. But as a charity, we can still do that. We don't have to go for mainstream system funding necessarily. Once you're a charity, you can start to approach other people once you've been legitimized in that way. So, yeah, it will give us a good standing to be able to raise funds for next year's march and start to put that infrastructure in place and on the ground. I'm very serious about that. It's going to happen. Get used to going forward, especially nearing the summer months of next year. You're going to start to see team people on the streets with shakers. We're serious about fundraising next year, and hopefully we'll have our charity status by then. So we'll be more than legitimate and able to do it. And anyone else who says we're stealing the money, ask the Charity Commission, because they will be able to fully audit us, at the end of the day. So I prefer that. I prefer that there's transparency, it's above board, and that we can do things in the right and proper way. Hopefully that will also attract legal representation to be able to bring some of these cases to justice. And if not, for the authorities to be able to answer why. We can make 100 million noises. As if we don't get like 300,000 signatures on this, then we really need legal representation to push that agenda forward. So those are the things that are happening. That's all that's on the notice board. Oh, you don't have Insta? Never mind, my sister. On Facebook, you can always catch me on Facebook. Everything goes up there straight from the Insta LA. So no worries about that. But yeah, jump on. 1738, jump back on. Just put your camera on, even if you want to cover it with a piece of cloth, because I think that's the issue with people. I'm starting to figure out what it is when it says camera not connected. It's because I don't know. I think they're on, I don't know. Some people seem to get through, some people don't at the end of the day. So if there's nobody going to jump on, I'm jumping off. I got my dinner waiting there. I was trying to scoff it down before we started. I'm looking at the plate right now on the table. And yeah, it'd be nice to get back to that, my brothers and sisters. It's been a tumultuous time. Don't be surprised if the next, few lives, you see me with a background that is in a tropical location, because I really, really, really need a break, my people. I so need a break. And I'm trying to figure out at the moment how that can happen with all the other commitments that I've got going on. But I am absolutely elated to have won the Black Awards and to be in the honours of distinction for community achievement, to be the winner of that. I'm absolutely elated. I think it's a prestigious award. I think we need to back it more. As a people, we're all great for the mobos and everything else, but when it comes onto the real things, we don't seem to want to back it as much. But it was very well attended, as you can see from that. A lot of people were saying to me from my clip, oh my God, Afua, why didn't no one attend? It was the end of the evening, people. You've seen from those videos there that I showed at the beginning that it was a very well attended event. But yeah, when you guys saw me get it, it was one of the last awards of the evening. So on my side of the room, it was a lot of people had left, in my side of the room. But on the other side of the room, there's still quite a few people there. So it was, ain't no big thing. Oh, blessed love people. But nobody wants to come on and actually talk to me and tell me face to face. I see you in the chats. What is it? Is it because everyone's having it's Friday evening and you've just taken off everything and, nobody wants to kind of see their hair plait up or their tights foot on their head, their wave cap or whatever. Guys, Don't watch nothing. This is what I want to say to the sisters out there. Yeah, you guys have seen me on here in my pajamas with my hair picky. Even listen, all my life I've been a size 8 to 10. I had 4 children, flat stomach, still had abs. I hit 50, I get a little middle-aged spread. I go up to a size 12. And it was one of my people that was saying to me, "Oh my God, cuz, couldn't you have worn a girdle to hide the belly because your belly's showing in the thing?" What? Like, them things make you can't breathe. I haven't got time for all of that. At the end of the day, I'm quite happy with my aging process. I love my grays. I love the fact that I'm getting like more hips and more mummy looking. You know, we need to celebrate ourselves. We've had our time as a hot gal. You're not going to hold your belly, your tight stomach until you're in your 60s or your 70s. You kind of can, but it's never going to be the same. The bumper is never going to be as high. And I believe I still got little of that. Just celebrate ourselves, man. Just celebrate ourselves. I am not hiding nothing at the end of the day. Nothing. I am very, very happy with my aging process. I know that I held it right up until I was 48, 49 years old. It's like the minute I turned 50, it all started coming. Menopause started, you know. I got a little kind of tummy, a little middle-aged spread going on there. And I was thinking, maybe I can say that because I've never had to battle with those things. But I'm quite happy with my aging process. And I won't be giving any money over to stuff that needs to hide it, my brothers and sisters. And I say to any woman that is out there that is feeling insecure about these things as an older woman, fear not. You've got your pictures. You've got your hot stuff from when you were young. You know, just kick back and enjoy the aging thing. There's a lot of wisdom that comes with that, you know, and there's a lot of being comfortable in yourself that comes with that. That's the kind of message that I want to put out there to people, you know? Lovely. Thank you, Nubian Spoken Word. 62 and enjoying who you are, you know? It is what it is. Someone put hair plait up like Miss Seeley from Colour Purple. Absolutely. So, yeah. I just wanted to come on, update you guys, have a little chat today. I was hoping people might come on and chat to me about anything that you want to. It's really funny, you know. I don't know what it is about the kind of social media world, but I've had a couple of radio shows on some quite major radio stations in my time, and you know, they were always phone-in programs. I used to have something called Shoot the Breeze with Afua on RJR Radio in West London. That was really successful. People would ring in all the time. You know, and it was a kind of topical show where I played a little conscious music to match the subject matter, and we would bounce. And I always used to get callers. But with this, I don't see it. You know, I don't know. Is it at the time? Because this was back in the day. I used to do that. So I'm thinking, is it the way people are now? Is it the fact that there's a screen and people think, oh my God. But you can always have your camera off. I don't know what it is. Something about that where they just don't come on. And it was a certain demographic when I was doing radio. It was this age group, you know, the demographic that sit and watch this. So I just find it really interesting. People are really loath to join the link. Or maybe it's just not as straightforward as picking up a phone and dialing in. Maybe that's what gets people. It's the kind of having to link. And, you know, my generation are big technophobes. The minute anything to do with technology comes along, they just freeze. And I'm one of them, you know, but I've learned to overcome that through this process. I'm really looking forward, my people, to the next 12 months until his time is up March 2023, which this year I was thinking in the lead up to it, am I going to do a 2023? But again, with the outpouring from the community and the outpouring of the sisters that need to talk and need to tell their stories, and brothers too. Spoke to a brother today who you guys know, and, you know, you're going to be seeing him again because there's been some developments in his journey. So brothers and sisters too, you know, there's an outpouring, and we'll keep going for as long as the people need us to, you know. It's true, you know, you're right, Kay. You think it's YouTube. People more go live on Instagram because when we did the Instagram lives, people were always jumping on, always. And we were having that conversation. So, you know, once I get some more time, maybe we'll do both and see how that goes, depending on how it is. And it's the technology. It's a mixture of things, isn't it? Absolutely. So if no one's going to come on, I'm going to put the link out one more time. We were supposed to have somebody come on, but I don't know if they're going to have the time. It would be great if they did. They did message me earlier. Oh, no, I've just had confirmation. They can't come on. Never mind. Another time. I know certain stories are going to continue and going to continue to unfold. And there are new stories coming all the time. So look out for us next week. Don't think we're going to get anybody else on. You're going to get your last chance. One more time, put in the link in the chat, copy and paste it. There it is. It's on the screen as well. You've got probably about 3 to 5 minutes before I lock off. Yeah, Desiree Kami says, Afua, since this journey started 2 years ago, the amount of perpetrators have grown, not less. Absolutely, my sister. It has grown. It's absolutely grown. And it is actually 2 years this month. It was on the 26th of November, 2020, that I put out that Vincent rap video. So it's literally 2 years this month. We're in our anniversary. We should do something to mark it, right? 2 years, a long time. You know, my little girl was she was just kind of starting puberty them times. Now she's well on her way. You know, 2 years is a long time. It really, really is. Put up something if you think we should mark it. Put up a 1 or a yes if you think we should mark it, my brothers and sisters. Yes, indeed. Sensey. All right, send me what you need to send me. And because the pages have been down, people, if you sent me a message on either of the pages that have been down, can you resend it? Because even when they came back, I was thinking, have they put all the messages back? I don't know. I don't know if I've missed anything because of these pages being down. Some of the messages were there, but I usually get more. So I was thinking, is it that some messages haven't come through with this process? I don't know. All right, so people want us to mark the 2 years on the 26th. All right, we'll do that. My brothers and sisters, I'm going to bid you guys good night. I don't think anybody wants to come on. If you want to come on, fling something in the chat that tells me you're in the process of joining the link, because it does take a few minutes. But if not, I'm going to bid you farewell. I hope you like the background, by the way. I thought, seeing as the theme was the victory lap and in your face, that I'd have that up. But we'll probably return to the sitting room next week. Also, yes, that's right. I need a new theme tune, and it's got to be an original. We've been playing with something today, but it will probably incur copyright, I think, at some point, but it doesn't matter to me on that level. It's not a strike. It just means that, the video is shared. But at the end of the day, we've got some visuals that we're playing with, and we've also got a tune that we need to put over it. In fact, you guys, tell me what you think about this tune. I'm going to play it with my camera off. And you guys tell me if you think it's a good tune. It's actually a tune from my daughter, my middle daughter. Her name's Blue. That's her music name. Check her out on Spotify, by the way, because she's absolutely superb. And just tell me if you think this would be a good tune. If not, I'm going to have to get her to do something specifically for me. So let me find the tune. Oh, hang on. There we are. Oh, no. This Wi-Fi, honestly. Sorry, guys. Let me try and find this tune. She's so good. My baby's so good, honestly. Well, I would think that, wouldn't I? I just want to, I'm not able to upload it. So otherwise, I'd have done that. But I'm going to try and play it from the phone. Oh, I don't know what went wrong there. Hold on. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, here we go. The internet, unbelievable at the moment. Here we go. So tell me what you think about this as a free theme tune. That's true, actually. I might approach the sister, Desiree. It's a good idea. But tell me what you think about this as a theme tune. It's not necessarily specific to the campaign, but it's specific to who I am as an activist, I think, and also us as a community and, our journey. Because what people need to understand is that nothing is in isolation, people. Nothing is in isolation. All of the issues that we fight for in our community, be it knife crime, gun crime, racism, whatever it is, they are all interconnected. The things that we fight for, it's all interconnected. So, it is still relevant, but let me know what you think, people. See if I can play this one.
just don't sell. Seth got the waves. Yeah. Mama said, remember where you started. She said, you just keep on going, put your all in. Needed time just to find me and all this. Still ain't found myself, if I'm honest. Still searching for me. I don't mind if I don't figure it out. Still the side of my story. Yeah. So I'ma take it easy for now. Keep thinking you know me, I hope you're proud of me. Never gonna grow up to be a prodigy. Make decisions, my God, I know he would not agree. But the spirit is willing, they say the flesh is weak. Been protecting my energy. The devil's number one enemy. He thought I'd take a wrong turn, I had to sell a dream. Witness things I hope you'll never see. Wore my pain on my sleeve, it was my therapy. How you gonna heal if you never bleed? Modern day slave if you felony. Shit, far being free in my 70s. Freedom of speech be my legacy. Mama said, remember where you started. She said, you just keep on going, put your all in. Time just to find me and all this. Still ain't found myself, if I'm honest. Searching for me. I don't mind if I don't figure it out. Still the side of my story. So I'ma take it easy for now. I ain't perfect, but the clock's still turning. Heart broke, don't know how it's still working. Been cold ever since my ex heard it. So I buy a Maggie when it's hurting. I pray my blessing gon' make me a better person. I'm still learning how to separate my feelings from assertion. I've been working to make me a better version. I don't change till the world starts burning. Said I'm still learning. Hold my anger in my chest, it was a burden. Or you gon' hide your inner self behind a curtain. Sooner or later the pain worse. Mama said, remember where you started. She said, you just keep on going, put your all in. Needed time just to find me and all this. Still ain't found myself, if I'm honest. Searching for.
Yeah, do you know what? That isn't actually the song I wanted to play. The other one was about kind of, black empowerment and whatever. But that song, actually, listening back to it, it feels appropriate because it feels like the journey of a survivor. That's kind of what she's alluding to. But I don't know. It's an original tune by her. I can't get done for copyright for it. We'll see. Somebody suggested maybe, she should make a collaboration with Afrobelly. That would be great. We should get some studio time. But we're working on that. We're working on the His Time Is Up theme tune that's specific to us, and some visuals that's specific to us. My brothers and sisters, I want to bid you good night. We're at the top, nearly at the top of the hour, actually. I think this track is good. I think it, when you listen to the words, check her out on Spotify, though. I'm going to put her proper name in the chat. Can I show you the Spotify? Nothing shows up on this, even when maybe that will show, actually. Because there's a couple of people with her name in the Spotify that I've seen. But that's how she spells it. It's in the chat. Check her out. She's absolutely amazing. That's the blue that you want. Is that her picture on it? I don't even know. Hang on. No, that's not the actual picture. The actual picture, people, is this. There it is. Can you see that? Can you see that? There you go. That's the one you want to look for anyway on Spotify. That's her. And then you can check out the rest of her tracks. But it was this track, No Justice, actually. I'll put it up another time. My brothers and sisters, it has been an absolute delight, as always. I am so elated. And I'm so, so excited for the journey ahead. I really am. We are going to put that infrastructure in place. We are not only going to have, I'm speaking it into existence, by the way. We are not only going to have a helpline, which was our ambition to begin with. We're going for a hub. We're going for the whole nine, and we will get it. We will get it. It's just a question of where we're going to get it. Is it going to be in East, South, North, or West London? And that will just be the beginning. His time is up, isn't going anywhere. And long after me, I hope that legacy will be here for our sisters and our brothers in the community that have faced abuse at the hands of their own people. That's what this is about. Of course, every community goes through it. Of course they do. But we're incensed because of our journey and where we've come from with this and the level of abuse that we've faced from all other communities, to think that we as a people are having those issues from within ourselves is very, very heartbreaking. It's completely heartbreaking. And also the fact that the level of cover that goes on and the way that the community celebrates these nasty individuals is why we do what we do. But I'm going to leave you with this, my brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave you with this. This is kind of a little thing that we've just put together, and I'm hoping that we can build on it. But let me know your thoughts as we outro, and I'm going to see you guys next week with a fresh case and new updates. Blessed love, my people.
You can call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. Never say never, willingness forever to fight and be strong. Once it's for better, I'll write every letter and moving right along. And I'll roll with the punches, accept changes, work with the formula, do what I have to do. And call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been